Hey y'all, welcome back to Career Kindling. Today I want to talk to those of you that have no idea where to start when it comes to brainstorming your dream job. So the way I want to do that is teach you an exercise I like to call interest melding. So here's how it works. To begin, the first thing you need to do is come up with one list that includes 3 different categories. And those 3 categories are your interest, your skills, and your hobbies. So this is going to take some self-reflecting. And if you need help coming up with your skills, hobbies, and interests, I have a second video where you can go look at that to help get your brain wheels a turning. It'll have some prompts to recommend how you can come up with this list. Again, skills, hobbies, and interests is what we're going to use to start with. Once you have that list, the way interest melding actually works is you take any 2 items from this list, you put them side by side, and you use the help of either your own creativity, Google, an AI platform. And if you like AI, I'm going to leave a prompt for AI that you can copy and paste from my comments into whichever AI platform you use. And after you input the prompt, all you have to do is type in the 2 items from your interest list, and it will kick out at you a list of products, services, activities, or just existing jobs that you can consider for your dream job, and then begin researching in depth the ones that sound interesting to you. So I want to give you some examples of how this might look when you start your interest melding itself. So let's say you have mental health and sports on your list. You might meld those 2 together to come up with being a sports psychologist. In other words, your job would be to help athletes on the mental side of competition. You'd be in charge of making sure they have mental healthy habits to help them more consistently perform at their peak potential. If you have video games and photography, you might meld those 2 together to come up with flying drones to do photography shoots at weddings, for house appraisals, or at festivals and things of that nature. If you have artistic and hunting on your list, you might meld those 2 together to come up with being a taxidermist. If you have building things and being good with technology on your list, you might marry those 2 together to be a draftsman, where you're in charge of drawing house plans for builders. Or if you like plants and gardening and you like being creative, you can marry those 2 together to be a landscape architect, where your job is to make sure that the outside of and the entryway of buildings and businesses and parks and malls look good from the outside as far as the landscape itself, and be aware of the environment and what plants and shrubbery you can and can't put in there and things of that nature. That's how interest melding works, taking any 2 items from your list of skills, hobbies, and interests and figuring out what you can come up with, figuring out what jobs exist out there. Because remember, most of you, if you're watching this video still, you probably have a hard time realizing that there's more opportunities out there other than the cliche being a doctor, a police officer, a teacher, or working at a mine, right? There are so many options. Doing activities like interest melding is one of the many ways that you can learn what a large list of options there actually are out there. And if you start from your list of things that are interesting to you, it'll get you going in an exciting direction, not just a huge list of things that you can choose from. And look, if you want a way to keep everything all organized and neat and pretty when you start doing this career exploration process for yourself, I have a Kindling kit which you can access through my website. The link is in my bio, and it's totally free, and it's something to help you, like I said, keep organized and really get your creativity started and organized for your career development. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have some success in your interest melding.